Snakes seem to be on the move lately. First, a guy near here said he was hunting down a copperhead he'd seen on the road. Then a friend reported killing a big rattlesnake while house sitting in California. And then I saw a snake slide into the water at a nearby waterfall on Monday afternoon. A combination of low water and a portion of an old dam washing away had exposed more rock to explore, and as I came down the middle level, I saw the snake starting to ess its way out into the water and toward the center middle current. I have no idea what kind it was. Didn't look particularly dangerous from the distance I was viewing it, but it made me stop and reconsider my surroundings, which were full of hidden pockets and narrow ledges, great places for snakes to hang out. I was reminded of a time in Utah at Snow Canyon. It's a beautiful area with white sand and outcrops of white, black, and red rock, and I had climbed up on one of these outcrops. I just settled myself on a rock to relax when I heard this tremendous hiss-growl moan in my back. I nearly toppled off the ledge when I jumped up. I lost my balance. And I'm not someone who is easily startled. I thought I was on the verge of being attacked and expected to see a large hostile reptile behind me. But there was nothing. I couldn't see anything anywhere. There were two cracks where something could have been hiding, though hardly something big enough to have made that horrible sound. There were Gila monsters in the area, so perhaps that's what I'd heard. But I had heard a snake growl one other time in Montana, so maybe it was a snake. That other time I heard a snake growl, I thought it was very freakish. I was not accustomed to thinking of snakes as capable of making vocalizations. I had been wandering in a sagebrush park area. Again, lots of rocky outcrops, and I'd been careful while exploring them. Look before you reach up with your hand. They actually have little signs out in that area showing somebody reaching up and grabbing onto a snake without realizing it. But I was, at that point, walking back to the car. It was dusk, and I was on a path, and I heard a growl up ahead, and you can bet that I stopped short when I heard that growl. I was wondering, maybe a coyote or a raccoon or something, but instead I saw the head of a snake above the sagebrush, this little head moving to cross. It was headed toward the trail, to cross the trail in front of me. And when it did, I saw that 2/3 of its length was straight up in the air, while the other third was curling, making its S's to propel it forward. It's one of the strangest things I've ever seen. So it crossed the path, lowered itself. I never saw it again. It moved on. I gave it a minute before I headed on up to my car. I've actually been very lucky where snakes are concerned. I rarely see them. Since becoming an adult, as a kid, of course, we would be always turning over logs and stuff and finding snakes, but never anything dangerous. Blue racers, garter snakes. My father nicknamed me Thunderfoot when I was just a little child for the noise I made coming down the stairs. And apparently, this has helped me warn snakes that I'm coming. And so I don't see very many of them. Apparently the snake at the waterfall on Monday could sense me coming through solid rock, so it's worked well. I once encountered a Pacific black rattlesnake in California. They're known to be among the more relaxed of the rattlesnakes, and this one was a perfect gentleman. It rattled while I was still a fair distance off. So I heard it, I stopped, I saw it, and then when I stopped, it yielded the trail, it uncurled, went on its way, and I went on my way. I encountered another rattlesnake when taking a shelter dog for a stroll. it didn't have enough rattle to give us a proper warning. It was curled and clearly considering a strike when I finally saw it and pulled away the oblivious Jack Russell I was walking, which was only about a foot away from it. It was just very close. They were almost on top of each other, and I just could not believe that that snake did not take some sort of action. It was showing better judgment than the dog, actually. And it was also a very beautiful snake. It apparently had just shed its skin, and it was practically glowing black and orange. Now, how black can glow, I don't know, but it was quite brilliant. So I was very impressed with the difference between a snake that has just shed its skin and how saturated and amazing the colors are, as opposed to when you see it later. I understand killing poisonous snakes, especially when they're found near homes. That only makes sense to me. I do know some people. I have a friend who she'll kill a garter snake if she finds one, and I don't see any reason for that. And I knew one woman who, for half of the summer when I would visit her, there was a snake, and she completely condoned this snake hanging out on the edge of her porch. It would just be curled there, hang out. It would sunbathe and for a portion of the day, and then go on its way. So let me know if you guys have, share any snake stories that you have in the comments. I would be very curious to hear them. Thanks for listening.